MSNBC's Joy Reid making a huge mistake. Reid inviting Moms for Liberty co-founder Tiffany Justice on the show. She wanted to use her as a punching bag, talking about those evil book bans preventing a full perverted indoctrination of your kids at public school, which they somehow align with Nazi book burnings from, 70 years ago. Reid thought that Moms for Liberty would be run by fools. Her arrogance, which she has far too much of, cost her deeply. Enjoy this.
What is the expertise that you have and other Moms for Liberty advocates have to decide that a book, an award-winning book like All Boys Aren't Blue, isn't appropriate for students to read? What is your expertise?
What a tragic story of a young man who's anally raped by his adult family member. So you have incest, rape, pedophilia. Joy, you said you'd let me answer, so I'm going to answer
Please
for
do.
you. In what context is a strap-on dildo acceptable for public school?
So that went further after that. We're not cutting it off to try and not show you Joy Reid winning the conversation. Joy Reid's response to that was to weasel out of it, not answer why a strap-on dildo is not appropriate for public school, and then just ask Tiffany Justice what the name of the main character in the book is, because she was just desperately flailing for something that hopefully Justice couldn't answer so that she could say, see, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know who the main character is. That was the way she was going to try and win. That failed, too. It just took like 40 seconds, and we didn't want to sit here and play the whole thing. Moms for Liberty co-founder Tiffany Justice joins me now. And Tiffany, it's good to have you on. I have to say I was very entertained by watching you dismantle Joy Reid. It was pleasurable to watch. Talk about the experience of going on that show. It's very brave to go into MSNBC.
Well, I had actually challenged Randi Weingarten, who is the president of the American Federation of Teachers, to a debate, and MSNBC was kind enough to say that they would host it, and Joy said that she would moderate. So I said, I'm in, because it's time for Americans to have an honest conversation about the state of our American public schools, which are a disaster. Right now, our kids are not learning how to read. Yeah. And so Randi wouldn't come. I'm not surprised. She also has closed replies on Twitter most of the time. But Joy invited me on. I was thrilled to be able to go and talk with her.
So, the moment there, I mean, I take me through, what do you think these people actually believe in their hearts? Because I don't understand how they have, it's so disingenuous the way that they talk about this story, because everybody knows the difference between banning books and not and trying to censor information from people, and just not letting this is a school. Kids have certain books they read, certain books they don't. How on earth does anybody think that some of these books should ever be anywhere near little kids, and how do they defend it?
There is no defense, so she just tried to come up with a lot of different things to say. As you said, she asked me the name of the author. He actually goes by a different name in the book. His actual name is George, but he goes by Matt in the book. I believe that's his middle name. So I guess she was trying to trip me up. I'm very familiar with this book. It was founded in elementary school. So I think we need to be honest about the fact that we have children in our public schools being exposed to graphic sexual content every day, and there is no defense for that happening, and Joy obviously showed that in the conversation.
And what do you think that they want to do? I mean, when they put a book like this in a school, and then they defend it being there, what do you think they want? What do you think they're trying to do to kids? By putting this filth inside a school for a 5-year-old to read?
Yeah, our concern is that they're really trying to destabilize the child, to drive a wedge between the parent and the child. We're seeing that in some of the secret conversations that are happening between children and administrators in school and guidance counselors about if a child's having an identity crisis, somehow struggling with their gender in school. These conversations are being kept secret. And so we have a real concern that there's a wedge being driven between the parent and the child. We see evidence of it all the time. And the truth is that having these conversations with children who are not ready to talk about these things is destabilizing to them. It's not good for their development, and really, we're not sure exactly why it's happening. What we do know is that kids are not being taught to read in school. And so I said to Joy, it's very nice we're having this conversation about books, but let's talk about New York City, where only a quarter of children are reading on grade level, and only 11% of Black students reading on grade level in 4th grade. And she was back and said, that's a good point, and I wish we had been able to talk more about that. It's
so amazing what they can ignore in the pursuit of their ideology. the decimation of all of this education, the decimation of these kids, of these lives, of these families. They can ignore all that in pursuit of their ridiculous ideology.